much he loan you?
1,500.
I ain't got that kind of cash lying around to bail you out.
Bro, you want to get a drink later?
Yeah. And a liquid dinner?
You want another?
No, Rodney was supposed to meet me here half hour ago.
Now, why the hell you want to fight?
I just need the money.
You're gonna be a good boy and take a dive. I'm not gonna have to teach you a lesson.
Hey guys, Lucas here again. Today we're going to be talking about the new film written and directed by Scott Cooper, Out of the Furnace, starring Christian Bale, Woody Harrelson, Casey Affleck, Willem Dafoe, Forrest Whitaker, Zoe Saldana, and more. And this movie basically follows the story of a man played by Christian Bale who lives a simple life in rural Pennsylvania and has a brother played by Casey Affleck. And he's a Iraq soldier who is having a lot of money problems and gets in deep with Woody Harrelson's character, who kind of runs this real backwards fighting ring in Jersey. And because he needs the money, he ends up going to fight for Woody Harrelson and ends up disappearing. So Christian Bale's character goes off and tries to find his brother. This is from the same director that did Crazy Heart, which is a movie I unfortunately never saw, but I do know that one of my favorite actors, Jeff Bridges, did win an Academy Award for that movie. And from what I've heard, this is a director whose movies are very gritty and doesn't like to pull punches, and that is kind of like what I could say really sums up Out of the Furnace. Let me start off with the performances. Christian Bale is really good here. He just plays a simple, like I said, blue-collar guy that works in the mill in the town. And for a British guy, this guy pulls off just, you know, Eastern middle-class American really well. I totally bought him, and I thought that him and Casey Affleck, who played his brother, had great chemistry. It didn't feel like I was watching two actors. I really felt like they were brothers and part of a family, which is great. Also, she's not in the movie much, but I thought Zoe Saldana was good, who kind of plays the love interest or girlfriend of Christian Bale's character, and I thought that the scenes between her and Christian Bale were really honest, really strong, and pretty emotional. And Willem Dafoe, who is a guy that I haven't seen in a movie for a while, another really great character actor, is here, and he's also very good. He kind of plays the guy that sets up the ring for Casey Affleck. But to me, the real show stealer here is Woody Harrelson as the villain. And I'm not just saying this because Woody Harrelson is one of my favorite actors, but he is scene-stealing in this movie and terrifying. Probably one of the best villains I've actually seen this year. Besides the performances, the real thing that makes this movie so realistic is the director's ability to really capture the way of life, this really blue-collar kind of rural and middle-class way of life that kind of makes the characters do what they have to do because they don't really have a whole lot of choice, which kind of makes a lot of the stuff that happens in this movie more tragic. But that sense of grittiness really just permeates throughout the whole film and almost creates this real sense of sadness throughout the whole thing. It's very bleak. And also the film has very violent moments, but I thought that all the violent moments were really hard-hitting. Some of them were really unexpected, and I thought that all of that was really well handled. That being said, this is a fairly straight-up movie with a fairly familiar premise that you've seen 1,000 times, and there's not really anything inherently terrible about this movie. It's just a simple story that's well told. But that being said, I don't think it's something that you have to rush out and see, especially because like I said, the film is very bleak and it is almost at times hard to watch just because you feel this sense of dread throughout the whole thing, which props to the director, but it actually was in some ways kind of hard to watch for that reason, something that I've never really experienced before, but I guess, you know, props to the director for doing that. And also I thought that the film, especially in the last 30 minutes or so, had real pacing issues because it seemed like they were building up to this climax, and the climax happens already and so fast, and it ends extremely abruptly too, and I felt like they could have added like another 15 minutes or so to the build-up because it felt kind of anticlimactic. So that being said, is Out of the Furnace something you have to rush out and see? No, I don't think so, but it is a simple story that's very well told and extremely well acted, and for that, I think if you see it at a matinee, it's worth your time, and for that, I'll give Out of the Furnace 3.5 stars out of 5. That was my review of Out of the Furnace. If you saw it, let me know what you thought of it. Who was your favorite performance? Did you think Woody Harrelson was as scary as I did? And let me know what your thoughts of the film, and if you've seen Crazy Heart, is it worth checking out? So if you like this review, please subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later.
Bye.